Hello there, internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we got one of my favorite archetypes ever, and that is Katarina and ZED Tempo, which I like to call Catering Ram. This is a Noxian Ionian deck with Katarina and ZED as our champions of choice, and a tempo-based build that tries to overwhelm the opponent with clever combat tricks and just really massive attacks, paired with multiple rally effects that can just completely outpace whatever they're doing. So this sort of deck is highly efficient against slower, greedier builds. Not only ramp decks, like for example Trundle Ramp or Aurelion Soul, but also decks like Lux Leona. Just mid-range, slower decks in general get really punished by this strategy as well. And I really want to highlight in today's gameplay how that comes to be with a deck like this. The downside to this deck is that it has a tough matchup against aggro, and unfortunately in today's metagame there is a lot of aggro because Aurelion Soul has led us to that point. We either have very fast-paced, super turbo aggressive decks, or we have Aurelion Soul decks for the most part, and that leads to an aggro slash control environment that, you know, it's kind of hurtful for decks like this because it leads to polarized matchups and very, very different sort of experiences depending on what you run into in the ladder. So I want to preface this video by clarifying a few things. First of all, I do not recommend this deck to attempt to climb ranked ladder right now. I don't think this is a bad deck by any means. In fact, I think the term good and bad deck is not as straightforward and simple as people want to make it out to be. Unfortunately, it is not a reliable deck to climb because it is not going to be very consistent because of the current metagame environment. Because we have very polarized matchups. We have a really good matchup against ramp decks and other mid-range decks, but we have a really bothersome matchup against very popular lists such as Bilgewater, Noxian, Gangplank, Aggro, and Misfortune, Quinn, Raleigh, Demacia. And I mispronounced those two words, but yeah, you understand what I'm saying. So because those exist, this is going to be a little bit tricky to play efficiently, but if you don't care so much about climbing up, if you want to play this in casual, or if you just really like Katarina and ZED as champions, then I highly recommend this deck because it is very fun to play. And I wanted to share some really high quality, high level matches that I had with this build. Unfortunately, they are taken from my stream, and it was at the end portion of my stream, so I was pretty tired, and therefore I was not really talking much. I was focusing a lot on my games, especially because this deck requires extra amount of attention from my part. I'm not the best at multitasking, and this can be a very, very big brain sort of deck, and my brain is not the biggest, so I kind of like focus a lot on it, and I want to make sure you guys understand because I know I've been doing a lot of live recording sessions, but I think the gameplay today itself is so high quality that it's just really worth sharing, despite my commentary being a little bit lackluster. And hopefully you guys enjoy the video regardless of that. I just really like this build. The idea is we have Feyblade Twirler as an engine 2 drop that we set up in the game alongside House Spider to provide us a little bit of breathing room against more aggressive decks, while also being able to go wide against the slower builds. As we set up an early board, then we go to our key turn 3, in which we either apply pressure with ZED or get some card draw going with Shadow Assassin, potentially use Arachnoid Sentry defensively alongside the likes of Ravenous Flock to slow something down, and also pump up my Feyblade Twirler as we set up for a turn in which we play Katarina. Katarina is the most important card in this deck because leveling up Katarina is really the hardest thing to do in this build. May it because we lack tempo to justify the lack of tempo in our play of leveling her up, or because our opponent is a slower deck and they're packing up removal for her, right? We need to find the right moment because once we do, every time Katarina recalls, she'll be pumping up the Feyblade Twirlers. And when Katarina levels up, we are able to have level up Katarina, which enables us to rally every time we play her on the board. Also, her pre-leveled up version gives us Blade's Edge, which can also synergize with Ravenous Flock in a pinch. And this allows us to get multiple attacks on the opponent. In a deck like this, with Feyblade Twirler with quick attack getting stronger every time we're attacking with Katarina, and with ZED and its very, very powerful attack proccing duplication effect that we can enhance with a bunch of combat tricks that we are running in this build, we are able to generate tremendous amounts of stats and just offensive pressure, which is what I refer to this as a tempo deck, because we're able to do this in a very short amount of time. And if we have Katarina bouncing back and forth, we just overwhelm our opponent, especially if they have a slower strategy that revolves around ramp, or if they play more linear and more thick units, like for example Lux Leona, which is a matchup that I really want to showcase in today's video because I think it's a very interesting one as well. We have stuns, we have Whirling Death, which helps us level up Katarina in a pinch and also helps us against aggressive decks. We have Spirit's Refuge for health gain, which can be really key, but also not a useless card against slower decks, as we can use it to bypass removal as well, thanks to the barrier. We have Kato the Arm to function alongside Zed in the late game, and even a one-off of motherfucking Battering Ram, because if we have multiple rally effects going on, then we're going to be getting our attack boost every time, and it's going to go a long way, and it's just some really mad fun. This deck is just a blast to play. It's very tricky. Definitely intermediate level or higher would be my recommendation for trying this out. It's it hurts the brain playing this because sometimes you have to really think about outside the box, and it's kind of like a puzzle cracking in a way, right? Finding the right balance between committing and also preserving certain resources and knowing when to go all in for the kill. While also playing conservatively and preserving your key cards through the multiple sources of protection that we have right here. Especially Retreat is one of the most slick cards in this deck because there's some really cool plays that you can set up with it, and even surprise lethal as well. And you're gonna see what I'm referring to with today's games. Like, I just think today's games are so good, and it kind of sucks that my commentary is not up to par, but at least you know, the matches are very enjoyable. And that's all I gotta say. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'll be back at it tomorrow with a different deck. Again, this is more of a deck that's fun to watch. I don't recommend you climbing rank with this. I think I repeated that myself enough with that. But I do take pride in showcasing all sorts of different strategies and really what Runeterra has to offer as a game as a whole. And hopefully my videos help do that. And you guys enjoy them. Love ya. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the matches. I'll see you tomorrow. I have to be very focused when playing this deck because it's very... Battering Ram has always been a very complex archetype that requires no mistakes. So...
Unyielding light.
Develop you. I can't level up you next time, but I need to find a better moment to...
Burn away doubt.
Plays a 3-drop to develop a unit. I mean, let's go.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way. The dawn has arrived. With its light, the Solari will unite the heavens. Behold the sun's holy light. Let the bloodshed begin.
Now we get in Katarina, which is safe.
They're afraid. They should. No one gets in my way.
Now who's got the upper hand?
We just achieved the hardest thing to do with this deck.
We will not suffer unbelievers.
They will not escape.
Behold the divine power of the sun!
5 mana, that means a single combat potential, which I can potentially combat with that, but the second single combat will take me down.
Dark beckons.
Daylight everlasting!
Solari control all that I want touches.
Answer to me!
Should have sagged.
I will play my part.
Gaze into the light.
I'm coming for you.
The dawn has arrived. With its light, the Solari will unite the heavens. Sunlight blinds.
Think you're fast? Cute.
Devotion through battle! They cannot hide.
The guilty were banned.
Here's our chance.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
Only fools hesitate.
I have many faces.
You cannot sway me.
No mercy for heretics.
Back, heretic.
I know it won't bounce back. But I get this clear board. That's to answer the question to the guy, why would you attack if he has Hush? Because I can't let him rebuild momentum. It's not as simple as like, oh, Hush, okay, I stop attacking. No, the game's deeper than that. Show me the Hush, onto the Zed. Exactly. And now we preserve the Katarina with a surprise transfusion. And we preserve Zed too. Gotcha, motherfucker. I should have hit this. Whatever.
Sunward.
Have faith.
Yeah, I misclicked. I hit that too fast. I should have hit the shadow. I derped.
May our light shine forever.
Cool story, bro.
Pupil.
My life for the Order.
What you got for me, brother? Because I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you hard.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
Who gets tossed?
Everybody!
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics.
Let's do this.
To the point.
Punch it! Ha-ha!
Try to keep up.
I give you muscles!
That's how you do it. That's how you do it!
or burn.
The guilty will burn.
Back, unbeliever!
He needs hush again. Show me that judgment. Nope. We're out of time. Ain't nobody got time for that, brother. Arigato gozaimasu. Gotcha.
See ya.
Wanna see if we can really punish them. Alright. Alright. So close to ideal, really. Even keeping the Shadow Assassin, because Shadow Assassin is a neat retreat target.
Spilled paint is just accidental art. Oh, you're interesting.
No going back. Quick as the blade.
Hold still.
They'll never know what killed them.
Ow, ow, ow.
What will you have?
Now that we leveled up Katarina, we gotta focus on developing our board.
Pray.
I am the blade in the darkness.
How about another round?
Alright, did this hit? Use our life as a resource here.
What time is it? This'll take the chill off. Where's my one? We hunted for you.
No going back.
Smashing! Now we go. Can't hurt trolls. I've carved meat bigger than you.
Do not deny me.
talk about Runeterra.
Into darkness.
Who's gonna close up?
The Order rewards its faithful.
Let the bloodshed begin. Sweep with the blade.
I'm gonna make a U-sickle. One troll to rule 'em all.
No going back.
Smashing. This is gonna be fun.
What could he have that deals 1 damage? I know he has over 1, but I live. Pale Cascade, right? Pale Cascade. That's 1 card. I'm not playing around that.
Dark beckons.
Because that +3 attack means that he has 1, 2, 3 cards that are 8 mana or more, and just 1 card that isn't.
Blood for Noxus.
He's already played 2 Hush.
It is me! Punch it! Aha! I give you muscles!
Gotcha, baby. Gotcha! This deck is fun, huh? But it's really intense. Alright, so the late game, we pretty much got the late game decks covered. Let's see if we can beat aggro though. We definitely want Whirling Death. Ravenous Flock may come into play as well, but I'm gonna mulligan everything that's not Whirling Death to find some units, because I need some board presence.
Nothing but the stink of glory sweat. The dead don't need riches.
Think you're fast? Cute. Now who's got the upper hand?
I'll burn for what I've done. Didn't know the boss is for you.
Don't know much, do ya?
Gotta go with the flow.
the flames nor the deaths can claim me, Captain.
The Order rewards its faithful.
I'll show him pain.
Want to see these moves up close?
It's too late for you.
I'm not greedy. My friends, though.
Do not fear the shrouded path.
I walk your path alone.
Safety will cost you.
Best run while you can.
What's that you got there? Say your farewells.
If I connect this attack like this, I just need to survive one more attack from him.
What's that you got there?
Riptide.
There'll be blood in the water.
The dark beckons.
You're reloaded!
Silent as death. You cannot escape.
It's too much damage. It's too much damage. These ravenous flocks aren't really helping me here. Too much damage. Too fast. Maybe I need to add in Spirit's Refuge. Need a little bit of health gain, because I would have him this turn. Oh, he took my wrath. He took my wrath. GG. Alright. So I do need some health gain. I know I'm losing a lot, but I feel like I'm learning as well. So I want to keep playing this deck because I feel like this deck can be pretty meta breaking if it's optimized right. It's just so hard to play though because it's not intuitive a lot of the time. Okay, so we want to keep Katarina and Ravenous Flock. Do I want to keep the Shadow Assassin? I don't think I do.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
one true light.
You gotta be patient.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren. No going back. Only fools hesitate. Believe or burn.
Arigato gozaimasu. Caitlin, thank you for the sub.
They'll never know what kills. I fight for the fallen.
Who gets tossed?
The sun is shining. We should too.
Think you're fast? Cute.
Banish the unworthy.
Illuminate the enemy.
If he has a prismatic barrier, it's Dunzo.
The dark beckons. I will play my part.
Punch it! Ha-ha!
Pick on someone your own speed.
Up top!
Hold back the darkness.
Shine with me.
I should have put this last.
Pushing my limits.
Gotcha.
Lights out.
No going back. Only fools hesitate.
Underestimate. I dare you.
The order rewards its faithful.
Here's our chance.
The dark beckons.
Forward in the name of the Solari.
They cannot hide.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Let the light guide you.
To the point.
Never back down from what you believe.
shrouded path.
I walk your path alone.
Shadow is as deep as any weapon.
This is my choice.
Fall, heretic!